First, before we start, there's a video, but before that, I want to change the chairs around. Rather than sitting like this, I want us all to kind of sit in a circle. So if you can take 1 minute and just move the chairs so we can kind of sit in a circle. And while you're doing that, I'm going to pass out some straws, which you'll need later. Anybody not get a straw? Did you guys get a straw back there?
Right? Straw. Right, thank you.
Anybody else? Last call. No straw, you have to leave.
If you don't sit in front, take it from the top. There you go. Good.
It'd be nice if we could arch around a little bit. This isn't really a circle, so. But that's okay. For now, this is okay because I'm going to show a video. If you don't mind, I'm going to sit for most of this because I don't want to feel like I'm in front of a classroom teaching. I want us to feel more like we are equal. So, but first, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let you watch this video. It's about 5 minutes long, and I just want you to watch it. Anything that you think about, anything that comes to mind, wonderful. So just watch. Okay. And is it possible to turn down the lights?
Turn on the lights. Thank you.
Anything that you think about. If we can turn the volume up too. The music is important.
The volume? Sound?
소리는 좀 커주세요.
Thank you.
there's a little more to that. We're gonna actually watch this again at the end of this, the same thing. But we're gonna actually watch it on the computer. There's a reason for that. Not gonna talk about that right now. Just remember kind of the thoughts that were in your mind that were going on. Sorry, what was your name? Yamil?
Yeah.
Okay, as the two of them said, my name is Ryan. You can just call me as Ryan, and I run a classical music organization here that we have members from 66 different countries. We have 3 choirs. We have an amateur choir that anybody can sing in. We have an audition, semi-professional choir that is, as it says, auditioned. And we have a children's choir. We have an orchestra. And overall, we give about 50 to 60 concerts per year. Along with that, I teach private voice lessons. I teach voice therapy. And I actually do lectures like this quite often for various things. One of the things that I like to talk about within speaking and vocal health, and one of the topics I talk even more about is vulnerability, which I'm going to get to a little bit later. But, and that's where kind of the premise of this video comes on. But first, I want to talk about vocal technique with you guys. So, I gave you guys a straw, which we'll use in about 5 minutes. But first, what I want you all to do in your chair, before that, I would like you all to stand up. And I'm going to take a bunch of. And I want you to reach your arms to the ceiling. Try to touch the ceiling. Keep your rib cage where it is. Keep your chest where it is. And bring your hands down. But keep your chest there. Now keeping your rib cage there, relax your shoulders. But let your shoulders be just slightly back, but relaxed. Your chest feels like it's very high, but it's not pushed up high. Am I right? I call this a noble posture, like a queen or a king or a prince. It's a good posture to be in all day, every day. Too much, people are like this these days, especially in Korea. But always have a noble posture. Now at the same time, I want you to imagine a string, right where my bald spot is, but on your head, and that string is pulling your head up. So your skull feels like it's lifting off of your back. Wow, I'm taller. Now I'm tall. So you want to have this nice, noble posture, your head slightly lifting off of your back. Can you remember this posture? Now completely relax. Bad posture. Do you feel like you're lifting up, or do you feel like you're pressing down? When you're relaxed. Normal.
Yeah.
Pressing down, right? Now, when you take this noble posture again, feel your head lifting off of your backbone. Do you feel like you're floating or pressing down? Floating. So you're expanding, right? You're opening yourself up. You're not constricting. You're not closing yourself off. It's very important to have, not just for physical reasons, but for emotional reasons and all of that. Number one, you look more confident like this. Number two, you're opening yourself up to learn more, to be better in tune with each other. So it's a perfect posture to have all the time. Whether you're speaking, whether you're talking, whether you're sleeping, whether you're kissing somebody, anytime, it doesn't matter. It's a good posture to have. It's relaxed, it's open, you're receptive. Do you know what receptive means? You're able to receive what others are giving you, and at the same time, you're willing to allow yourself to expand out to others. So keeping this posture in mind, I'm going to have you guys sit again, but try to keep your good posture. Sit on the edge of your seat, put your feet on the floor, don't sit like this. Sit on the feet on the floor. Put your elbows onto your knees, and put your head into the palms of your hand. Before you do, just look here. I want you to be focused on, find your belly button, find your breastbone. Right in between there, imagine a bicycle tire, a flat bicycle tire. And when you're down here, you're going to pump that tire full of air. Not here, not here, right here. Okay, so let's go down into this position, and just in a relaxed way, breathe in and breathe out for a little while. And notice how you expand that bicycle tire. While you're just breathing in and out like that and understanding that, I'm going to give you 5 rules to breathing and to speaking that you should always remember. So put your head into the palms of your hands. It's the only way it works. The reason you can breathe well like this is because it's the fetal position. This is the most natural position a human can be in. It's why when you sleep at night on your sides, you kind of curl up in a ball. That's the way you were when you were developing in your mother's womb. So anyway, the 5 rules that I want you to stay down there, stay down there, stay down there, and breathe. The 5 rules I want you to remember is number 1, you always want to breathe like yawning bacon. And what I mean by yawny bacon, breathing. Yawning, first of all, you want to take a breath like you feel like you're going to yawn. You're not going to do it, but you feel like you're going to yawn. Let's sit up straight again. So always feel like you have to yawn, but you're not going to. You all know what yawn means, right? Ha, yawn. So feel like you're going to yawn, but not going to happen. Don't do it. What happened to your soft palate on the top of your mouth? Yumbuge. What happened to your soft palate? Uphill. Did it go up or down? Up, very much. What happened to your Adam's apple, your larynx? Did it go up or down? Did it go up? Did it go down? Put your finger on your Adam's apple. Now, take a breath like you're about to yawn. Did it go up or down? Down. Good job, A+. So that's the yawning part. Now, who doesn't like bacon? Does everybody like bacon? Good. Imagine you haven't eaten in 2 weeks. You're starving. You were out in the desert, I don't know, wherever. And all of a sudden you wake up, you're tired, so you almost yawn, and in that yawn you smell bacon. Can you take a smell like you're smelling bacon through your nose? What happened to your face? Did your face open or did it close? It opened, right? Again, that's that topic. Just like the posture, when we kind of stand up and be open, we want our face to be open. We want our head to expand. I tell some of my students sometimes it's almost like you had a lobotomy. And for those that don't know what a lobotomy is, it's when a portion of your brain may be removed surgically. It's almost like you have a bunch of empty space in your head, and you feel the air just moving around. Just nice and relaxed, almost to the point where you'll feel dizzy, but not dizzy, of course. So, keeping this good posture, keeping this yawny bacon feeling. Take some breaths in, feeling like you have to yawn, but you don't yawn, and smelling bacon. Just breathe in and out a little bit. Through your nose and mouth. You feel much more relaxed, right? You don't feel tense, right? Relaxed is the wonderful way you want to be. Again, you feel like you're lifting all the time. Now, that's rule number 1. We have 4 more. They're quick though, don't worry. Rule number 2 is always, we talked about it, is this bicycle tire. You always want to breathe in the bicycle tire, not like this. You laugh, but you do it. You laugh, but you do it. You always want to keep your rib cage up as high as it can be comfortably, because if you raise your chest more, it's like this, and this is not comfortable, right? Why would you do it? Keep your rib cage up comfortably, and right here, especially on the sides. If you watch my fat belly, you can see it. You see how the sides really come out? You see how the back really comes out? You see how even in the back I expand? This is where you want to breathe. Why? Because the diaphragm muscle, which is the muscle that pulls the lungs down, and all the other organs shift out of the way. When the diaphragm is not working correctly, that means we're breathing like this. And then the diaphragm can't work. When the diaphragm is working, the muscles here are relaxing. You never want the muscles to be tense. If they're tense, there's problems. You never want tension as your enemy. So, that's rule number 2. Rule number 3 is very easy. A satisfied breath, but never a stuffed breath. Your lungs are an elastic tissue, right? Like a rubber band. If you stretch them too much, what's going to happen? They're not going to just go back to their natural position, but the skin is going to push the air out. So you will actually run out of air more quickly if you take a breath like that. So just satisfied. Rule number 4 is a silent breath. If I hear your breath, I hear tension. That means you're tensing up. You're tensing up. You're not tensing up. You're open. You can have a relaxed, open, floating breath. Rule number 5 we talked about is posture. So yoni bacon, bicycle tire, satisfied, silent, posture. You guys all get it? It'll be on Professor Johan's test tomorrow. All right? So that being said, remember these 5 rules, and we're going to go down here again. And just breathe in and out for 3 or 4 times. Completely relaxed, completely open. You know, that last 10 seconds before you fall asleep at night, where everything releases. When you're ready, sit up straight and do the same thing. Now, stay relaxed. Same expansion right here. All about here. If you want to put your hands on your belly and on your side, you can. Feel yourself expand. If you're doing this, it's not right. When you're ready, stand up, but take as much time as you need. I'm adding gravity. I'm adding more muscle use into each way. The more tension, the more muscle use you have, the more gravity, the more difficult this is. You don't need to understand how to truly let yourself go, so your body can function normally and optimally. So when you're ready to stand up, go ahead. Same thing, completely relaxed, completely open, like you're floating in the air. Breathe through your mouth and your nose. Feel that soft palate on the top of your mouth going up. Feel that, or the Adam's apple, larynx, dropping down. Very open. More space is always better. It's the difference between talking like this and talking like this. Which one is more pleasant to listen to? This kind of talking or this kind of talking? This is much more pleasant, right? This is more friendly. This is more open. This is more receptive, which should get into the vulnerability thing I'm going to talk about just briefly later. So there you have your 5 rules. I want you to actually sit. I was going to have you guys lay on the floor, but to be honest, it was very dirty today, so I don't want to do that. So I want you to sit up straight. We're going to do one breathing exercise that's very important. This exercise was thought up by a castrato singer named Farinelli back in the 17th century. And he had some of the best breath control that anybody has ever had. And what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for 4 seconds using those 5 rules. We're going to suspend our breath for 5 seconds, which means keep your throat open. Do not close off. Feel like you're breathing in, just no air in, no air out. And then we're going to breathe out for 4 seconds. Then we're going to do that for 5 seconds, and then 6 seconds, then 7 seconds, then 6, 5, 4. Understand? So completely relax yourself. Close your eyes if you need to. Actually, it'll help if you close your eyes. I want you to breathe in through the mouth right now, if you can. And I want you to feel a pleasant fragrance, be happy and content, and remember the yoni bacon, the bicycle tire, the satisfied, the silent breath, and posture. Starting at 4 seconds. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1. Keep your throat very open. 4. Breathe out. 4, 5 seconds. Breathe in. 2. Make sure you're sitting up straight. Keep your ribcage high, noble posture. Pause. 1. Suspend. 2. The throat is very open. 5. Breathe out. 2, 4, 5, 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 1. Suspend. Keep your throat open. It's like you feel a little bit of cold air in there. And breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3. Completely relax, like you're floating on the air. 7. Pause. 1. The throat is very open. The soft palate is very high. The Adam's apple is low. 7. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 seconds. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suspend. expansion. 4, 5, 6, 5 seconds. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 1, 2, 3. No thoughts in your head, just completely relaxed. And breathe in for 4, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1. Think about your bicycle tire. 3, 4. And breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Good. Open your eyes. And I'd like you to tell me some of the things that you were experiencing while you were doing this breathing exercise. Don't all raise your hand at once. What were you thinking when you were breathing? What did you feel? Comfortable? Great. What did you feel? Floating in the air? Very good. Good. You said that. You can't say those words anymore. What did you feel? Nope, you can't say that word. No points for you unless it's a different word. Think about it, okay? What did you feel?
Feels like
Like what?
eating bacon.
Like eating bacon? Good, good. Professor Johan, what did you feel? It doesn't have to be cognitive. It doesn't have to be, about academics. It can be about imagery. If you were imagining something, maybe like fish swimming or, like a balloon floating, it can be any of those ideas. There's no wrong answer.
Like a tire.
Like a tire?
Yeah, tire.
But generally, you guys all felt like kind of you were expanding open, right? Like you were relaxing very much. This exercise is so important because it teaches you how to breathe more correctly and more open. These days we don't think about it, right? We breathe into our chest. We want to expand down into our abdomen region, which is the very beginning of healthy vocal production. Without breathing is 75% of speaking. Creating sound is easy, but breathing correctly or not breathing correctly is the culprit, or is the demon for bad vocal production. And this is the very basics of how to breathe correctly. You should do this breathing exercise daily until this style of breathing becomes your natural style of breathing. And eventually you want to work it so you begin at 5 seconds and go all the way to 10 seconds and back down. Because actually in a resting position, you only need to breathe 2 times per minute. Sometimes 3 people, if we're extra small, like me or you. Or most of us actually. So you guys maybe 2 times a minute. But that being said, I know that, by the way, you don't mind just slightly more than 30 minutes, do you? I'd like you all to take your straw. And this is a wonderful way to warm up your voice, to release pressure in your voice, just to get your voice going and to be able to speak a little bit more correctly. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your straw, and we're gonna just do a slide all the way from as low as we can to as high as we can, and all the way back down. So we're gonna do this. Just go up and down a couple times. Feel the buzzing in the face, feel the opening in the head, remembering those 5 rules. So just play yourself, everybody. Just do the up and down a couple times. Now something to remember, do not let any sound or air come out of the nose. Do not let any air or sound come out of the sides of the straw. Everything is through the straw. Ready? Go. Just do this for about 1 minute. Good. How many of you, when you talk for a long time, your voice gets very, very, very tired? Or tension? Or, I know Professor Johans does. But do you guys get almost like your throat gets sore?
Right.
Good. Do it again. Focus on the buzzing of the face. hills. I call them hills. And what they are is we're going to, instead of that, we're going to go. Just do that over and over again for 1 to 2 minutes. Go. Keep going. Who can make the best sound in the straw? Right here, feel this buzzing. Right here, very open and buzzing. All right, now, let's see, let's pick a song that everybody knows. Everybody knows Adidam, right?
Yes.
Sing Adidam through your straw. And I want some accents on some notes. So instead of going, I like the more traditional way, right? The lyrical way is but traditionally, 50, 60 years ago was what? It had lots of bounce, right? I want that style with some accents, hills. Ready? Everybody go. And here we go. And now I'd like you all to partner up. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Perfect. I want you guys to talk to each other. I want you to introduce yourself to each other, your name, where you're from, and maybe what your favorite hobby is. I want each of you to talk to each other for about 20 seconds. And I want you to notice how your voice feels. Do this really quickly one time. Everybody do it quick. Not pointing at her. You're like, just.
I should introduce myself through the straw?
No. Just. I want you to buzz one more time. Ready? Go. Feel your ears buzz. Now, take 20 seconds. Introduce yourselves to each other, and notice how your voice feels. Notice what's going on physically with your voice. How you feel. Good. Switch to the other person. Switch to the other person. Let the other person introduce.
Oh my God. Let me go.
Okay, tell me really quickly, did your voice feel like it was pressed, or did it feel like it was lifting a little bit?
Lifting a little.
It was definitely lifting. Did your voice feel like it was in the front of the face, or kind of more in the middle or the back?
Front, yeah.
Very much in the front. Did it feel open, or did it feel closed? Did this area feel tense, or did it feel more relaxed, like it was just a passageway? Did it feel more relaxed or more open? More relaxed, definitely. Did your belly feel like you're having belly support instead of throat support?
Yeah.
You know, you're talking a little bit more with using your belly. Good. This is a great way, this is an amazing way to check whenever your voice, warming up at the beginning of the day for talking, whether your voice is very tired after 6 hours of classes, it's a good way to just stretch and unpress your vocal cords. And you'll start to speak more open. We call this with a high voice. You can just call it a high voice. You can just feel like your voice is lifted rather than pressed down. Throughout the day, you'll find out as you're talking a lot, your vocal cords stretch a lot and become looser, and then you start talking lower and lower and lower, and then all of a sudden you're pressing your voice down. Which I know for Professor Johan, because I've known him for a lot longer than all these students in here, that he does this once in a while. After he talks for a while, his voice gets lower and lower and lower, and then it gets tired, am I right? we always want to have nice and in the middle of our range speaking, not down low.
No way up here either.
But always high, always front. We call it a high timbre. This is a much healthier way to speak because you're not putting any tension on your vocal cords whatsoever. Of course, there's some tensions from typing other things, but this is one of the best things to do. Even when you're very tired in the day, just to unpress your vocal cords, because after a while you get this tension in and you're so stressed and tight, and it's just to move just to unpress. Such a wonderful thing, such a wonderful thing. So you should feel light but buzzy in the face and in the head. When you're speaking, you should always feel light and buzzy. Do you all feel light and buzzy in the head? Do you feel like your head's buzzing? Yeah? Like it's a mosquito in your head, right? Do you feel like you're about maybe 2 kilograms lighter? Like you just lost 2 kilograms? Us fat ones maybe we gained, but you feel a little lighter, your head maybe feels like it's a little bit lighter weight. Yes? Wonderful, wonderful. It's a great thing to do all day, or whenever you're tired. One of the best things to do to relax your voice. That being said, I'm going to do one more vocal activity before I talk about subcontext within this. Notice I have a theme to what I'm talking about. Everything is about opening yourself up. Everything is about relaxing. Everything is about floating. Everything is about lifting when you're speaking. Right? So, what we're going to do is we're all going to sing. And I want you just to go just on a do note. That's all right. Just if you can't sing in tune, it's okay. And we're just going do. Notice I was relaxed. I felt a yawny bacon breath. Not just when I breathed, but also when I sang. It sounds like I'm lifting up, floating up, right? It doesn't feel like doo. It's the opposite. Take your straw. Just one time with your straw. Now we're all going to sing. If you don't sing, no extra credit points. Here we go. How many of you have Professor Johan as a teacher? Or one of, please excuse me,
Oh, no, don't worry.
Are any of these your students?
Some point.
At some point?
Yeah.
They're going to talk to your professors and not give you extra credit if you don't sing. All right? Everybody just go. Ready? Go. Ladies, I'd like you to go one octave up. Do this once. Like pretend that you're an owl or a pigeon, like an owl. And I just want you to go. Woo! Feel your head open and just go. Woo! No. One time, just go. Good job. The boys are going higher than the girls. That's the idea. Now keeping that in mind, go. Or ready and. You guys actually sound pretty good. It's the Pubtalks choir. Did you feel like your voice was lifting and floating? Did you feel like your voice was lifting? Yes.
Right.
Did you feel like this was completely relaxed? Like this is just like a tube, like a big straw, and the sound was going through. Can you do the same thing one more time with belly support? I mean this, like if you see like a dog panting, you just have one long pant. Just slight intensity at the belly. Not throat intensity, belly intensity. You do the same thing one more time. Ready? I will conduct each beat. Ready? Each note. Go. Now keeping that feeling in mind, turn to your partner and say hello. Hi, how are you? Say, what's your name? My name is Johnny Bob. Johnny. Now, I'm going to ask a question. Let's see. Who haven't I picked on? I haven't picked on you yet. What's your name? Ji-sun? Ji-sun, did your partner, see, is that your partner or that your partner?
No.
Did your partner sound more friendly or less friendly?
More friendly.
Did you want to listen to your partner more? Did it make you want to listen to your partner more by the tone of her voice? Did her voice feel round? Or did it feel kind of piercing? Good. So you never want your voice to feel like it's stabbing. You know, we don't want to have any not good things happen. No blood, even though it's Halloween. We want round. We want focused. You are going to find in public speaking. You know what? No, I was gonna grab out one of my published articles that I wrote, but and read something about that. But you always, as a speaker, when you're speaking, this is now going past vocal health. Of course, you can tell how many benefits this has for vocal health. But beyond that, you're going to captivate what your goal is you want to captivate your audience, right? You don't want to just lecture, memorize, do. You want your audience to actually want to listen to you. So this is where the role of vulnerability comes in your speaking. You want to captivate your audience. You want your audience to be enthralled with what you speak. You want your audience to leave you with wanting more. So what I'm going to have you do is I want everybody to close their eyes, and I want you to think of a moment in your life when you were vulnerable, when you were completely open, when you were completely raw. Could be a good memory. It could be a memory of a time when maybe you were hurt or something like that. Not physically, but emotionally hurt. And you've had a bad feeling. I want you to completely open yourself to allow anything to happen to you. Just think for 1 minute. Let's just take some quiet time and think about that memory. Remember that memory. Live in that memory for a minute. What did you feel like at that time? What was the weather like? What was the outcome? Was there another person involved? Were you excited? Were you sad? Were you angry? Keeping this feeling, I want you to open your eyes. As a speaker, as a person leading anything, you want to have what I like to refer to as a servant's heart, versus a teacher's heart or an authoritarian view. You want to have an open body to be able to kind of give yourself to others. In the meaning you have, as a professor, you have knowledge. And you don't want to just dictate that. You don't want to just speak that. You want to actually open yourself. And you want to grab the attention of every student. You want to have a connection with every student. It's important to have a connection with each other. As a public speaker, whether you're giving a lecture as a presidential hopeful, or you're just talking with friends, you always want to have this open atmosphere. One of the most important things in not just speaking, but in all of life, is vulnerability. It's not a bad thing. It's a sense that you are at peace with yourself to allow yourself to be open to any possibility that comes. And then that way, all of the people that are listening to you want to learn more. They want to be more connected with you. It's so important, not just for your life, but in public speaking. It's important because it relaxes you. It opens you up. Just like earlier when we talked about the technical things, it opens you up. You want to always have an open mind, open body. You want to feel like you're giving yourself to others. You want to feel like I'm actively helping you. And again, because I know Professor Johan, I know that that's how he teaches as a person. I've heard him lecture many times. And he actually opens himself up and he cares about every single person that he's talking to. It's important. If you don't care what you're going to talk to people you're going to talk to, then you're just going to talk like this. And then then it gets into the physical aspect of your speaking. If you truly care about other people's well-being, you're gonna have this general round sensation, this general open sensation with speaking. It's so important. You want to feel like you're an optimist, meaning you always want to try, I know it sounds kind of corny, kind of tacky, but you always want to feel like you're actually making a difference, making the world better somehow. Again, your voice is going to be higher when happy things happen, right? When you're angry, you always speak down like this, and that's where the physical tension comes into the voice. You must be a very open person. You always want to make the world a better place, which is hard these days. Another thing is you want to be like an anvil, not a hammer. If you're a hammer, you're going to drill it into each other, drill the concept in. If you're an anvil, you're allowing, an anvil is what the hammer hits on. The anvil receives everything, is open to everything, whether it's bad things, whether it's good things. You know, you should be honest with yourself, whether with everything good, everything bad. If you're open, then you're open, truly open. And again, technical vocal health happens. More importantly, you have a true connection with each other. Let's see. I'm going to end this really quickly with one thought, and this is one of my favorite thoughts. As I like to tell people, is that a person that does not let his or her feelings play a part of your daily life is cheating every single person that they interact with. If you don't allow your feelings, your true feeling in your life, to be an active part of your life, you're cheating every single person that you're talking to. If you're truly open, you're truly a friend, you're truly giving to other people. Again, people don't understand how much kind of being an optimist, being open, being receptive, being friendly to others affects speaking, public speaking, any type of public speaking. Would you want to work for a dictator, somebody that orders and barks around, or would you like to talk to somebody who really cares? You know, work for somebody that really cares about how you're feeling, what you're doing. And I think this is a personal thought. Now this is going to get kind of deep, but I think that's what's wrong with not just Korea, but many places. Unfortunately, in Korea, there's a very high rate of suicide, people taking their own lives. And part of that is because it's not an open society. Feelings aren't opened, not just here, but many places. If people allowed their feelings to be open, and other people were willing to, take those feelings, reciprocate, truly want to know about other people, truly want to help to make them better, to make the world a better place, a lot less of that would happen. So, vocal health gets so deep philosophically. In philosophy, it gets so deep. It's always about opening. It's always about doing things for the better of everybody. So with that being said, I'm going to have you close your eyes again for 30 seconds, and I want you to think about how can you completely open yourself? How can you let yourself show? And how you can make the world better for yourself. Just take 30 seconds and think about that. Closing your eyes and just think. Opening your eyes, I want everybody to kind of come close to my computer here. We're going to watch the same video, but we're going to watch it on here. And if we can turn the lights off again, that would be wonderful. And this time, when you watch this video, I want yourself to be completely empty. The glass is either half full, or the glass is always half empty. Half full means, you can't fill a glass that is full with more water, right? A glass that is empty, you can fill with water. And the same is true. If you can allow yourselves to feel in this manner kind of empty, and I want you to watch this, and I want you to absorb every single thing you see, whether it's something color-wise, whether it's something sound-wise, whether it's something just by what it looks like, the nature, by the animals, anything like that. I want you to completely focus on this. Clear your mind of absolutely anything else, and only focus on this. Like, this is the only thing that you can focus on. I want you, in a way, to suspend reality. Meaning, anything else that's happening, it's not there. It's like you're in the Matrix, and this is the only thing. Can we, maybe let's all move a little bit closer to the computer here. Can we all come closer so we can see better? And make sure you can see. Feel free to come and sit on the floor if you're on the sides. Just completely open yourself up. Take in only this video, nothing else exists.